TIFU by smacking my wife in front of the mailman. Obligatory. This didn't happen today, but a few years ago. We live in a southeastern U.S. state, where the summers are hot. The people are mostly friendly, and yellow jackets are a thing. Beyond just being a university mascot. Those readers who have had experience with yellow jackets understand how aggressive they are. When you see yellow jackets, you run fast because they will chase you down, and their stings are vicious. My wife and I were working in the front yard one day, and she unknowingly exposed a yellow jacket nest. They came swarming out and went directly at her, forcing her to run away. And the clearest path was into the street. Fortunately, we live on a street with very little traffic. I saw what was happening and ran over to help. The good news was she got far enough away that most of the yellow jackets gave up. The bad news was, 2 of them were more stubborn than the others, and were on her back crawling toward her neck. I immediately began smacking at her back to try to kill or stun the yellow jackets, and she was screaming incoherently. We finally succeeded in getting the yellow jackets off and happened to turn around and see the mailman staring at us. Just stopped at our mailbox, mouth agape, watching me beat the heck out of my wife's back and her yelling. Awkward standoff as he tried to process the scene. After much pleading and explaining, we were able to keep him from calling the police. But from that point on, whenever we were outside while the mailman drove by, we got some pretty weird looks. All in all, it turned out okay. She didn't get stung. The police were never called. And we are still married. 27 years. Last January, TLD or yellow jackets were attacking my wife, and the mailman saw me hitting her to get them off. The mailman saw me hitting her to get them off. Were they satisfied? When I was a kid, around 9 or 10 years old, I messed around with a hornet's nest and they came after me. I ran away screaming, and my older brother came running over to see what the problem was and started hitting my back to knock them off. My mom came outside to see what was going on, and started yelling at him for beating me. And she got even madder because he would not stop. I do not think I have ever seen her madder than at that moment. In the end, he either killed them, or knocked them off me. And we explained to my mother what was going on. She then yelled at me for messing with the hornets in the first place. For whatever reason, I thought the smacking would be sexual. I wasn't let down. I have found 3 FC king nests this way. I say 3 nests, but I found the 3rd one several times. As in, we soaked the nest with spray. Don't see them, but the next time I mow, there they are. The first time my poor husband is sitting on the couch, when I came running in, ripping my clothes off and screaming. Good thing we didn't have anyone over, because that wouldn't have stopped me. I'm not allergic, but I get a pretty severe reaction. Unfortunately for my siblings, I was an evil child and will admit to it now that I have grown older. I would find these nests and grab an empty milk jug and put the opening over the hole and wait for it to start to fill up. Then hurriedly put something over the opening and then throw the jug as said unsuspecting sibling. They did get me back though by waiting until I was napping in the hammock to throw a jug of fun into the hammock with me. I stopped after that because that shit hurt. Just glad I was wearing pants because it could have been so much worse. Excuse me, sir. If you'll just stand on that spot right there, you'll understand why I was slapping my wife. Next up, have her step in a fire ant nest while the mailman watches. See what he does next. Nice cover story for court. Well made, sir. So the most effective wasp, hornet, yellow jacket killer I have found was Raid from the 90s. Can't find it anymore. So today a company called New Calgon makes this product called New Kill. It's very effective. Reminds me when I was around 8 and my family just relocated to a new state. Southern as well. We were at a church softball game. My parents had just joined the church less than a month previously. So we didn't really know anyone. All of a sudden this man started frantically and repeatedly batting my little brother's 18 Mos legs. I froze at first as soon as I remembered to move. My mother was at the scene trying to figure out why this stranger was not only beating her baby's legs, but now pulling off his pants. And that was our introduction to Georgia fire ants. Dot and Dennis. My little brother decided to take a pause right in the middle of a mound. Dennis' quick reaction saved little man from a lot of pain, as he basically walked away unscathed. Boo-tech, go dogs. Looks like an awkward scene out of a movie, Tears of Joy. Yellow jackets are nasty, but only if you are unlucky enough to disturb their stupid nests, which they invariably put where you are likely to walk or mow. Also, the nasty things eat dead animals. At least the eastern ones where I grew up did. I genuinely thought yellow jackets were a group of people wearing, well, yellow jackets. When you said they were aggressive, I imagined zombies chasing your wife like a scene out of Left 4 Dead 2. It was only after you said that they latched on her back that I realized yellow jackets must have been some form of an insect. Tears of joy. I came here to say you FD up by smacking your wife. Not because someone saw. But then I read your post, woman facepalming, light skin tone. This tickled me.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.